Having Derek with a special needs child with Down syndrome has actually taught me several things. That's why I like telling mothers, as a child, as a mother, or as a parent on this journey, it depends on you. You have a lot of lessons to learn. You have so many things to learn. You have so many things to, extract from as you join in. One of those things I've actually learned, or the things I've learned on this journey, is enough to save lives. Not limited to children with special needs. Is enough to save lives. And is enough to write not just a book, but books. One of those things I've actually learned in the course of this journey is about medications. I actually used to think that I have a greater knowledge to an extent about medication, a lengthy knowledge, because my dad had a pharmacy. My dad was a chemist, had a pharmacy, and I'm one of the persons that was always present there to, assist, to sell. And so I thought I had wealth of knowledge about medications, not until I have Derek. One of the things I've actually learned is that there are medication that comes in micrograms. There are medication that comes in milligrams. There are category of medication which I never knew until Derek's arrival. So we have medication in micrograms, we have medications in milligrams. Another thing I've actually learned is that there are medications that cannot be taken in the morning or the afternoon. There are medications that cannot be taken in the night, in the evening. Strictly, you take them in the morning. If you try to do otherwise, if you refuse to follow the rules, the regulation, the due diligence attached to it, you cause yourself more harm than you would have done good to yourself. So there are medications that strictly have a time where you take them. Also, there are medications that strictly have timing. Maybe, for instance, you start your first day, you start by 8 a.m. You're going to continue with that time till when it is time for you to stop, or when you are cleared, when you are certified that, okay, it's time for you to stop this medication, then you can stop it. Like, you take it that time for as long as you are on it. You do not change the time for any reason. Also, there are medications that you cannot just stop. Like, maybe, for instance, you're on it. You cannot just stop it. Before you stop the medication, it's not like malaria therapy or malaria medication. It's not like paracetamol where you can just take and anytime you want, you're stopping it. No. Before you stop it, they have to be reducing the micrograms or the milligrams until you stop. For instance, if you're on a particular medication, then you are taking 50, let me use micrograms. Then for you to stop that medication, like today, you can take 45 micrograms. Tomorrow, you can take 40 micrograms. The next day, you can take 35, 30, like that. They will keep reducing that medication until it is reduced to the barest minimum, where you have nothing to, take again. That's how to stop it. Then the most common one that we don't even pay attention to. Do you know that most of the medications, especially our kids, are taking the antibiotics? Do you know that it is taken via weight? Like, they give it to them according to their weights. This is the common one that I know so many parents don't know this, because it's nothing. Once the opinion leaders, who happen to be our doctors, they have spoken, they've given us, we just go without doing further research into it. There are medications that are given through weight. That's why a child of 1 year can take vitamin C, for instance, 10 meals, and a child of 2 years will take 5 meals. You can't compare. They are being given accordingly as it concerns their weight. Like currently, Derek is still doing all medications for now, except levothyroxine. Aside from that, every other medication, Derek is doing 5 meals. Why is he doing 5 meals? It's because of his weight. Derek is a special need child, so with Down syndromes, mostly they have serious issue with gaining weight. So Derek is still underweight to an extent. So they give him medication according to his weight. That's why if you go to the hospital with your child to see a pediatrics or a pediatrician, and at times they will ask you what's your child's weight. If you didn't check, they say go and check it. When you check and come, at times you see them carry their phone or calculator. You see them calculate the plus and minus and do everything, and they will now tell you, okay. Or when you go to the pharmacy, some healthy professional pharmacy, this is what they do. So these medications there are medications that are being given according to the weight of your child. So you cannot overgive. If you are overgiving, you have abused that medication for that child, and you're actually giving overdose. That's why I do tell parents on this joining, as much as you grieve, or you might want to grieve, I'm not promising anybody it has been a smooth joining. Some days are other than some days are actually smooth. But please don't be so grieved that you are missing all the lessons, that you're not even learning anything. If Derek did not come on board, so many things I've actually learned. At times, people come to me, a lot, even people with typical children, for a lot of question, and they gain knowledge. The reason is because I've been able to, accumulate this knowledge while on this joining. So please, you too can do that. Learn. Don't let people know about your child's joining more than you do. At least on this joining, about my child, his condition, I have 80% knowledge. That 20% that is left is now what people bring it to me. Even when you bring it to me, I still need to, read about it. Have my own little, it might not be little. I'm not saying I know everything about Down syndrome, but at least about my child and all its complications precisely. At least it helps. So like now, there was a day I went to the pharmacy to buy medication for Derek, and the lady was saying give him 10 meals. I was like, no, I cannot give Derek 10 meals of this medication. I know that my son will do 5 meals. The lady now asked me, what's his weight? I told him her Derek's weight. He was like, oh, it's 5 meals. That is it. So having adequate knowledge about certain things concerning your special need child will save you a lot. It will save you the stress of, running helter-skelter for no reason. Some things are preventable. So you can actually use the knowledge you have to prevent a lot of things.